All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here today, and I'm really excited to be part of this watch launch. Actually, today, the 27th of August, is going to be the first day you can actually go over to Kickstarter and get on one of these watches. Now, this watch here is the Rum Runner by Border City Style. Now, my friend Bob at TimeToGo Travel and Timepieces, he just recently did a review of this watch. He got a hold of me and asked if I would want to take a look at it. I thought the story behind the watch was really, really cool, and I definitely wanted to check it out. Now, Border City Style, these guys are out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and basically this watch kind of represents the Prohibition era, or the rum running era, where they were making whiskey in Canada, in Windsor, Ontario, and bringing it across the border over to Detroit, and basically dropping it off on the other side of the river. You couldn't get whiskey or liquor in the U.S. at the time of the Prohibition, and so the Canadians were kind enough to get some across the river to us. So very cool point in history and time. If you guys are familiar with it, there was a lot going on. It was really violent. I mean, some of these rum runners, the boats and stuff like that they used for this were really impressive. A lot of times they were pulling airplane engines out of old World War I airplanes and using them in their boats. They were also driving their their Model Ts across the frozen Detroit River to get whiskey across when they needed to. So very cool watch here. Let's dive into this thing and take a quicker look at it. Now, the open heart design there that you guys can see is representing kind of the Detroit River. You've got your Windsor, Ontario side here with your little derby there, your kind of gangster style derby, and this represents the Detroit side of the river here. You've got the whiskey brown on either side there of the dial on that open heart design, which is pretty cool. This watch is running a really neat newer movement, an open heart design from Seiko. I think this one just came out last year. This is the NH70A or 70A. Very nice movement, a 24 joule hacking and hand windable movement, runs at about 38 to 40 hours of power reserve on this this watch. So very neat design. As you guys can see, you have that brushed stainless steel dial there with the painted on numbers and stuff like that for the minute and hour track. Beautifully designed hands. I love these fire blued hands. These are actually fire blued hands. They're not painted on this watch, which is a very nice thing to have on there. The little open tips there, which is nice. And it's very nice that the minute hand and the second hand go all the way out to the track there, as you guys can see. Brushed stainless steel case on this watch all the way around, as you guys can see. It does have a screw down case back on it, which also has the movement there that you can check out. All stainless steel construction on this watch, 316L. You've got 5 atmospheres of water resistant, which is a good practical, water resistance level. If you go swimming with the watch or something, you're not going to kill it. Nice leather strap here. As you guys can see, it does come with quick release pins, which is always a nice addition. And you've got your BCS or your Border City style logo there. Also here, nice buckle with the logo emblazoned there also. So very nice watch. Now I wanted to show you guys here before we get too far into the review. We've got the Sapphire Tester going here. And as you guys can see, this watch is testing positive for a sapphire crystal. Let's go ahead and get some of the dimensions out of the way for you guys also. Side to side on the case of this watch, you're looking at right about 41 millimeters from side to side. Lug tip to lug tip, you're looking at 47.4 millimeters. You've got a thickness on this watch of coming in just at 11, so a nice thin watch, very nice to wear on the wrist. And you've got lug openings on this watch, of 20 millimeters. So great sizing there on this watch all the way around. Now let me show you also what it comes with. It comes in this nice travel case, which I think is great because you've got room in here for a couple of watches, or a watch and a few extra straps and accessories there, which is very nice. Now, one of the things Bob shows in his video, and I will leave a link to that video down below, is it comes with this this paperwork and stuff, and this is kind of a neat deal that they've done with their watch here. You can actually get this scanner. Now, forgive me, guys, because I tried to download to my older phone to get this on here, and I couldn't get it to work, so I have my other phone's really old. But anyways, you can scan this and it'll actually tell you a story about your watch when you go ahead and hold your phone over the watch. It'll kind of give you a background on the watch. Once you get your watch registered over there, you are eligible for 18% off any current or future watch designs that Border City Style is going to come out with. So very cool watch, guys. I'm excited to get to talk about the launch, which is today, as I said. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to the Kickstarter website so you guys can check that out. Show you the other side of the watch here real quick. You do have a signed crown, which I think is cool because they added that little gangster derby there on the side. So very nicely done watch. I think these watches are going for right around, now if you get it on the early bird special, I think you can get, there's a few left of the watch at the $209 price point, which is a really great price point for a watch of this quality, especially with this really neat and unique design they've got going on here. After that, I think the watch goes up to around $250, but definitely I'm going to leave a link to the Kickstarter campaign down below. I'll leave a link to Bob's video of this watch also. The Border City style rum runner, just something different, guys. The story behind the watch is really impressive. If you're not familiar with that time of Prohibition history, you know, and the rum runners back in the days, it's really interesting. I mean, read about some of the boats that they used. I mean, they had gunboats, they had protection boats. It was a really interesting time in history, and kind of like, you know, NASCARs came out of the whiskey era here in the United States. A lot of fast boats and the development of fast, you know, offshore racing boats and stuff like that, a lot of times came out of this era where people were putting gigantic engines in smaller boats just to get them across the river quick enough to dump off that whiskey and get away from the authorities. So very cool watch, guys. Definitely go check out the Kickstarter link down below. All right, guys, that is the Rum Runner from Border City Style. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you guys have not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.